Building your own liquid portfolio. This is now August, and that means there is a new round of discount at LCBO. As a smart liquid asset manager, I cannot miss this opportunity. So this month, we invested $440 for total 9 bottles. And make sure you check out my last video on first-person liquid shopping guide from my YouTube Shorts or TikTok. And now it's time for our August new stock report. So, as usual, we divide them into 2 categories. We have common stock. These are the common, highly liquid assets you will find in almost every liquor store. And these are essentials for our cocktail recipes. And here we have preferred stock. These stocks are preferred by certain group of people. They can be rare or limited sometimes. We don't use it often in cocktails, but they generate a fixed flavor dividend. First, we have Graham's Late Bottle Vintage Port 2019. The cost was $18.95. As it was on sale, of course, I was thinking to buy port and sherry for a long time, but these things are actually never on sale. This is basically a ruby port, but should have a better taste because it has vintage on it. Vintage on one bottle, it doesn't mean it's super old. It just means that for this 2019, the winery thinks the grapes for that year is very good and better than other years, so they would select this year and put it a vintage. I'm not going to open it today. It's a wine. It will oxidize. I don't drink it every day, but this is a good bottle like you keep in your home if you really want to collect port. I just started collecting port and sherries. Next one we have here is Malibu Coconut Liqueur, $27.25. This is just a very common liqueur that you buy when it's on sale. It's not the best coconut liqueur I've tasted, but this is the most readily available common stock and probably the most famous coconut liqueur you can buy. On the bottle it says it has water, rum, vodka, sugar, natural and artificial flavors. That means it's basically artificial flavors. So you have those creamy coconut flavors, pretty sweet, and then you smell alcohol. It's 21% ABV. It means something. You do get creamy coconut flavor. It's not overly sweet. Then you taste the alcohol. The alcohol is pretty sharp. The back palate, you do feel a little bit creamy coconut again. But it's pretty short. Not too much things to say about Malibu. It's an okay coconut liqueur if you're looking for extra flavors, especially tropical flavors and coconut flavors to your cocktail. At $27, I would say it's an acceptable price, but if you don't want to pay that much, you can buy a smaller version at like $15 or $16. Next one we have Amaro Montenegro. This is a true Italian classic Amaro, $33.75. Amaro Montenegro was named in honor of the Princess Elena of Montenegro. The history can date back to 1885. Amaro or Amari is an Italian bittersweet herbal liqueur, and Montenegro, personally, I think it's a very good starting point for people who want getting into Amaros. And of course, this bottle has gained a lot of popularity among bars worldwide because it's beautiful balance between flavors. 23% ABV. The first thing you smell is a very bright orange or citrus peel. It's kind of very similar to April we tasted in our last video. Immediately after, you have floral sweetness, a little bit herbalness. It smells very rounded. It's indeed a beautiful balance between sweetness and bitterness. You first taste it's very floral sweet, a little bit caramel, followed by fresh herbal notes. And after that, the bitterness comes out and you taste those medicinal herbal notes. The finish is medium, pretty well-rounded and also very clean. The mild bitterness and sweetness makes it incredibly easy for people to sip on its own, and it adds a depth to your cocktail recipe as well. The flavor is pretty easy to handle with. If you are looking for a versatile Amaro, this would be a good starting point. Cheers! Our last common stock pick is Amaras Verde Mezcal, $56. Mezcal is often called a wilder cousin of tequila. Unlike tequila has to be made in that Pacific region and only use blue agave. Mezcal uses agave as its raw material as well, but it doesn't have to be blue agave. For mezcal, the agave is roasted in a stone pit. That will impair smoky flavor when they cook it. You can say this is a smoky version of tequila. I think that's how most people understand it. I've been waiting for it to on discount for a while, and now it's finally here. Let's explore its unique flavor. Yeah, the aroma is super unique. You have a very pleasant, earthy, smoky flavor. Under that is very fresh agave, a little bit like citrus flavor, similar to like a barbecue pineapple. If you ever tried that out, pretty delicious. And then you get a little bit mineral and herbal flavor, very similar to tequila. Because it's at 42% ABV, you get that bold, smoky flavor combined with the alcohol and hit your mouth. Think about impact, very strong. Then you get those cooked agave, some herbal and fruity sweetness. Back palate spices like peppercorn. Although it has a bold, smoky flavor, it's incredibly smooth. So who is this for? It is a very good bottle for people who are curious and want to explore more about agave spirit. It has a signature smoky notes, but it's very refined and approachable. So if you are looking for a good quality mezcal, this would be your pick. So now let's do a short summary on our stock selections. We have Amaro Montenegro. I rate this as a starting point for getting into the Amaro world. It's a beautiful balance between the mild bitterness and sweetness. Perfect for cocktails, even sipping. Good pick when it's on sale. Now this port, bought it because it's on sale. You don't have to get this. I'm rarely seeing fortified wine on sale, so I just pick it as I see it's on sale. Malibu, a coconut liqueur, very common. The quality is okay, performs pretty good in cocktails. So if you buy it when it's on sale, that's a pretty good deal. Mezcal, this Amaras Verde Mezcal, it has the signature earthy and smoky notes. At the same time, it's not too bold. Some mezcal I tasted probably have smoky flavor around, let's say 10, which is too much. This one will be around 7 to 8, which is good, meaning it's more approachable. So a good bottle to pick. Now, let's get into preferred stocks.
Let's start with Appleton Estate. You will see I have an 8-year and a 12 years. Appleton Estate is a Jamaican rum. Unlike Bacardi or Havana Club or even this Dorado we are going to taste later, Jamaican rum is distinct. They have different and unique spices added into the rum, and that's why we added it as a preferred stock. Appleton Estate. This distiller can date back to 1749, almost 300 years. As I mentioned in my previous report, the history of rum is deep and complex. And since we have 3 rums we are going to taste today, I think it's a good opportunity that we discuss a little bit about the dark history of rum. Rum was made from a byproduct of sugar production, which is called molasses. And 300 years ago, in the Caribbean area, if you study history, you will know that there was slave trade. In the 17th century, African slaves were brought to the Caribbean area and forced to work on these sugarcane farms. They have British, they're Spanish, they're French, and molasses, which usually are wasted. And the slaves, they discovered this, they fermented it, then distilled it, and that alcohol was then called rum. The rum very soon become integral part of the colonized community as well as the whole triangular trade economy. Triangular trade, which is basically you start from Europe, colonize Africa, bringing African slaves to the Caribbean area, and they produce economic goods like sugarcane because sugar price was pretty expensive. So, and then they brought sugar back to Europe. Most rum distillers nowadays try to pull away themselves from the slave trading. For example, plantery. They changed their name from plantation to plantery last year because the vocabulary plantation is most associated or mostly used when we talk about slave trades. But changing the name doesn't change the history. The largest shareholder of these rum distilleries are still Europeans, meaning that the money made from this rum still goes back to the European colonists, which is now capitalist. Yeah, so that means that when you are sipping rum, you are also tasting a complex and difficult past. On the lighter note, we bought both bottles because they are on sale. 8 years was at $39.45. Pretty decent price compared to whiskey for an 8-year-old. The aroma is pretty strong. You can smell the sugar cane, same time spices. There's a very clear scent of brown sugar, caramel, and dry fruits. Some people say this was similar to a Demerara sugar, but I feel like Demerara sugar is more concentrated. Brown sugar is lighter on the notes, so I think it's more brown sugar instead of Demerara. So let's have a taste. The very first thing you taste on the palate is sugarcane, and immediately after you have all kinds of spicy notes. Cinnamon, nutmeg would be dominant here, lingering in your mouth, but it's pretty short. And after that, you get a little bit fruity sweetness and warmth on your palate that will stay for a pretty long time. Very distinct, very unique. They also have its original unaged version. They have its 8-year and then we will taste 12 years. So compared to an aged one, it has less sugarcane flavor and more spices. At the same time, it's more rounded. 8 years. Who is this for? At this price point, $39, I think this is for anyone who wants to upgrade their experience with rum, whether sipping neat or making cocktails. 8-year-old gives more depth in flavor and a higher quality taste for your rum cocktails, like Mai Tai, ale, or even do a rum old-fashioned with a cheaper price. So this is a bottle you should definitely grab when it's on sale. Now let's taste this 12 years old and I will compare it with 8 years. 12-year-old rare casks. Let's see how rare it is. You do smell like concentrated brown sugar, some dry fruits and spices. Now, I think for this one, if you smell it for the first time, actually it smells like a paint, but not in a bad way. I think it's because all these flavors got combined and then it's similar to a paint. But then you smell more, you kind of going to deconstruct those flavors and you can then smell all this very brown sugarish, dry fruit, spices. Aroma is more intense compared to this one, 8 years. Now let's have a taste to find out whether 4 more years in cask makes a huge difference. The flavor is more complex compared to this one. The spices here is smoother. After you sip it, those spices and warmth come out like incrementally. Compared to 8 years old, the spices would jump out right away, like in a vertical line. So this is definitely more pleasant. You get all the similar dry fruits, caramel, and oak flavors. I think you also get a little bit like dark chocolate, which you don't get in this one. Let me just taste it again. 4 more years in cask definitely takes off the sharp edges. It's pleasant too, but it's more powerful. This is smoother. Both bottles are very good. 12 years in an old-fashioned or a spread-forward cocktail definitely performs better than 8 years old. The 12 years old costs $47.95. It's only $8 more, but it feels more than that. Next up is also an aged rum, El Dorado 12 from Guyana, also in the Caribbean area. The distiller is called Demerara Distiller, and it has a history can date back to 1780, which again around that slave trade period. What makes this rum unique compared to others is because of its heritage of production. It uses wooden stills, which you don't really see it anymore today, but wooden steel was what being used like 200 or 300 years ago. And they still have the same wood steel that was used in 18th century. Wood imparts flavors, right? You age whiskey, rum in a wood barrel, it gives you flavors. Wooden steel from 200 years ago, that wood contains so many flavors, and I'm very excited to try out. This bottle is on sale for $47, same as the Appleton Estate 12 years. Fresh sugarcane aroma. Compared to this one, you don't have those heavy spices, so it's more freshness. Pretty heavy brown sugar, some like creamy candy like butterscotch, a little bit spices and vanilla. The aroma is pretty pleasing. So now let's give it a try. You taste sugarcane, caramel, heavier dry fruits compared to this one. Then you get spices, same oak spices, cinnamon. The finish is long, smooth, and dry. It's also sweet and have those oakiness into it. This bottle, I think it suits people who love rum. It also suits for people who begin to try out rums. Unlike those spiced rum, this is more rum flavor. And if you saw my last video buying new stocks, you will know that Diplomaco was also on sale at $60. So I was actually debating between the two, and eventually I choose El Dorado 12 because Diplomaco, first it's $60. It didn't say how long it's aged and have added sugar into it. Many distillers would add some sugar into their rum, so it's more rounded and much smoother. But I feel, at $60, and you have added sugar, and this one is $47 with unique wooden steel and 12 years. So I picked this one, but Diplomaco is also on a good deal. You can definitely go for it as well. But I picked this bottle for my personal preference, and I have to say it performed beyond my expectation as a preferred stock. Next one we have here is Laphroaig Quarter Cask. It's a Scotch. Again, in the last two reports, we landed at Speyside, we go into highlands, we go to lowlands, and now we're at Islay. Islay is a very famous and unique Scotch region, and it's known for its distinct peaty character. This is a quarter cask. So quarter cask means that in a barrel that is only a quarter size of a regular barrel, meaning that it will impart more woody and oaky flavor. You will see Laphroaig 10 years being the most common and widely known bottle. We picked this because this one is on sale at $100. Laphroaig 10 years, on the other hand, is selling at the original price of $99. Meaning that for just $1 more expensive, you get a much better and enhanced taste. Laphroaig is also a very old distillery in the Islay region. It was established in 1815. And now let's give it a taste. This smoky peatiness comes right on your face. There's a very rich sweetness, vanilla and toffee-like smell. You get spices and a hint of saltiness and dried prunes, which is very interesting here. You don't really get this flavor in other Scotch at all. Wow. Oh, I wasn't prepared for this. This is at 48% ABV. Let's try it again. First thing you get is that powerful smoky peatiness hits your mouth right away, and because it's 48%, I wasn't really prepared for this, so the impact is really strong. After I did a second sip, you get those big smoky flavors, followed by caramel, vanilla. You have that oaky flavor with some peppercorn. The finish is very long and smoky. You get that dry prune sweetness together with the smokiness lingering in your mouth. And I think it's a very wonderful experience. They are well balanced with each other. So neither one would overpower the other. So the finish is super delicious. Who is Laphroaig Quarter Cask for? This is not a beginner-friendly whiskey, but I will say this is a Islay whiskey for any people who wants a richer and bold smoky peatiness. The added sweetness and spices offered an extra layer to your taste. And Laphroaig is a very famous distiller in Islay, so this is a bottle that you cannot miss when it's on sale. Very good preferred stock you own in your portfolio. If it's not on sale at your place, Laphroaig 10 years will be the best go-to to start. But if it's on sale, then the Quarter Cask will be the best option. Cheers! Our last preferred stock is Lucid Absinthe. You can't really fit this into whiskey, rum, gin, or other spirits. It's a unique thing on its own. Some interesting fact was that it was banned for nearly a century in many parts of the world. And the reason was that one of the material it used called wormwood, and that have some kind of chemicals that would cause hallucinations, although I don't know if that's true. This one is 62% ABV, meaning this is very expensive. Of course, it's on sale, $69. For most part, it's not drink by itself. In most cocktail recipes, you would put into those spray bottles and only put like 1 or 2 sprays for its flavors. And because it's 62% ABV, it's pretty hard to handle in a cocktail recipe. So let's pour just a little bit, and we'll add some water later to open up its aroma. Wow, the first thing you get is very intense anise flavor, or star anise, or anise in general. You have some herbalness like fennel and wormwood. I will say I never smelled those wormwood before. This is a very unique herbalness, so I think that will be wormwood. Whoa, 62% ABV is super strong. It's pretty sweet. And then followed by all kinds of like star anise, fennel, wormwood, herbal flavors. But overall, it's pretty fresh and pretty clean. Now let's put some water in here. Yeah, it indeed opens up the aroma. You get more herbal flavors, very unique and pleasant anise flavor. Again, very sweet at the beginning. You get these anise and fennel notes. There's a bitterness in here, but I think the sweetness actually overpowers the bitterness. The finish is very long. It's very clean, but of course it's different than the sweet bitterness from the Amaro you get. I think it suits for people who love to explore unique flavors. I think it would be good to drink on neat after you dilute it. If you are a cocktail lover, this is a bottle you must invest in. This is so unique that there's no other bottle can replicate or replace this flavor. Absinthe is just absinthe by itself. Now, let's do a quick summary of our preferred stock choices today. Again, absinthe, talked earlier, a unique bottle that a cocktail lover must have, and a good buy when it's on sale. Dorado 12 aged rum, good pick when it's on sale. $47, you get lots of flavors that you can compete with whiskey even. Very nice. Appleton Estate, 8 years is good for cocktails, bread forward drinks. 12 years is better for sipping neat. Both are decent preferred stock to put in your portfolio when it's on sale. Laphroaig quarter cask. It will be a super decent Islay whiskey to buy when it's on sale. The return you get from it is super high. And it's just a bottle you have to put in your portfolio as well. That is our new stock report for today. If you like my video, make sure you hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. And I will see you on the next trading day.